Yo, welcome to Banebush. New game, bruh. I don't know anything about this one, but we're gonna run this. Hopefully it's good, bro. Players mixed. Yeah, bro, it wasn't the best. Where silence reigned unlike the noisy cities. In the darkness that swallows the light and among the dense forest near the village, a secret idea. What happens if I click auto? People whisper tales about a creature living in the dark forest. This is the story of Banebush, a mighty leshy. If you have ever faced him directly, hold on, okay, it's going quick. Yeah, anyone stepping into the thicket feels his presence in the very trembling leaf, in every creak of the trees. What the heck? Oh no. Beasts hide in their burrows, birds fall silent, and trees bow to the forest master at the sound of his ancient roots moving. Everyone's blood runs cold in his presence. Oh jeez, she kinda looks like Coco. He was feared more than any creature. This reminded me of like Over the Garden Wall. That's why he's called Banebush. Sometimes as you wander the forest, you hear creaks and cries. Those are restless souls still roaming among the oaks, seeking peace for their wrongs against the leshy. The heck? What's good, Pooh? Boom. How you feeling, bro? We're playing Banebush. Alright, let's get immersed, y'all. Let's get immersed. For centuries, villagers passed down legends of Banebush about how he drove travelers mad, leaving them lost in the forest and his terrible deeds. Anyone who disrespected his realm faced his savage wrath and became food for worms among the aching trees. Oh, I got jump scared and got unimmersed and didn't realize. Fear Banebush, child. And if you meet him, run without looking back. Man, I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Banebush should be afraid of me. Give me 1 second. I need to fix the game capture. Ooh. Give me a little mental. Sorry, I need this to be like perfect, bro. I'm gonna take this chip and eat it. Okay, light Yagami. Okay, I'm gonna leave it how it is. Sorry. Okay. Immersion. So what, he still roams our forest? Just listen. Okay, G-Mom, listen. This game is extremely red. Like, extremely red. Immersion. During the bloody times of the Patriotic War, our village fell on hard times. Bandits began raiding and tormenting the villagers. The strong men who could have resisted the hooligans were taken to the front. Only boys and young lads were left with the girls, no one to defend the village, so those scoundrels ran amok. They took the last dishes, stripped our village to the bone. Oh dang. Okay. Only one brave boy decided to help the village. And that's the Banebush. He ventured deep into the forest to find Banebush. Our village was part of his domain, so he should protect it if properly asked. Oh, okay. He was ready to do anything to drive those cursed outsiders from the village. Oh man, for better or for worse, the boy found the leshy. No one knows the outcome of their meeting. Some say Banebush took the boy under his protection, turning him into a wild wolf. In his new form, the brave boy tore apart all the marauders. Jesus. But others claim Banebush destroyed the poor boy to ensure no one disturbed his solitude. Oh jeez. It doesn't matter who thinks what. What matters is that neither the boy nor the marauders were ever seen again. Nah, folklore is actually so crazy. Like, folklore is actually so crazy. Like, it's so interesting to hear about like mythology and stuff. I used to be really into cryptids. In my childhood, grandma told me many stories. The ones about forest spirits and local folklore were my favorite. I will always remember her tales with warmth. I especially loved the stories about the evil Lefty Banebush, who, according to legends, lived in nearby woods. Grandpa often jokingly scared me, saying Banebush would come at night and drag me into the forest if I didn't dig in the garden or if I misbehaved. A frightening yet truly wonderful and carefree childhood in the village. I miss it. After Grandma's death, I inherited her house. Sometimes I feel ashamed that I didn't take care of it. I went once to handle the paperwork, but then never found the time. I'd like to sell it, but who wants an old ramshackle hut in the middle of nowhere? Who would have thought, but now this house has become more useful than ever. It's no secret that getting involved in criminal schemes can lead to serious trouble. I didn't think that it would happen to me this time. I can only hope that Foreman and his thugs won't find me here. So he was in the... Okay. To lose a package of bagged drugs weighing a couple of kilograms? Looking awesome. So we got a... Okay, I see it though. So we got a drug dealer trying to escape from those that are looking for him. Valid. I'll let you know if I win. BRB got you tabbed. Appreciate the tab. Blah blah boom. I went to pick up the goods outside the city. Everything was calm and smooth. I arrived at the spot, dug up what I needed, headed back along the same route. But on the way back, a car cut me off. Clearly, this didn't bode well. Before I could understand anything, I saw 3 hulking men stepping out of a black car with tinted windows. Oh no! And they robbed him. Of course, with a gun to your head, anyone would hand over the package of drugs without argument. My hide's worth more to me. I'm ready to swear this was a setup by Foreman. Either way, I'm in deep trouble. I know full well how couriers are treated in these situations. Yeah, bro's gonna lose his life, bro. W streamer, can't hear, but I hope your stream going well. I love you, Kari, my boy. Much love, Bursky. I hope you've been good too, my boy. Go to the police? What's the point? What would you tell them? That someone stole your drugs? Perfect. With a fairy tale life, I just hope no one knows where I am. I left most of my things in the city. There didn't seem to be a tail. I need to lay low. The journey to the village was quite long. Maybe there would be a chance to get a little more sleep along the way. Okay. I see the effort and the thought process behind it. So we're playing as a drug dealer, trying not to get caught. Man, this game is very red. It felt strange coming back here after so many years, as if I had been avoiding this place all along. During my absence, the village became completely abandoned. In my childhood, it seemed brighter, and there were more people. Now there's almost no one left here, maybe a dozen old folks living out their days, and me running away from my problems. Dang. Now, living in a village where it's just like only old folk is crazy. But I quickly found the old road in my childhood. My neighbor friend and I often raced from Grandma's house to the bus stop. It seems this path is forever etched in my memory. The house looked old but stood sturdy despite the years of loneliness. The roof sagged slightly but looked reliable. The paint had peeled off, revealing the wood darkened by time. Yeah, this house needs long, expensive repairs. I'm afraid it'll cost more than the house itself. Hey, but then that just makes the new house worth it. Come on, bro. Look around. Oh, it's a decision game. What is about to hit? After skirting the property a bit, I reached the backyard. On the crooked structure, you know, if I could actually read, that would be beautiful. I would actually be able to have the best moments ever if I was able to just, you know, put my words out properly. I can't even articulate myself properly. So, hey, screw it, bruh. Once that served as the base of a scarecrow, a raven sat motionless. There is a raven. Oh my gosh. It's just hard to see. All of this, like, done, it is like pure, like, red and black as fire, but it's crazy. It was frozen like a stone gargoyle and didn't flinch at my presence. With a tinge of sadness, I noted that the bird Monotonously blinking its eyes was the only living soul I had encountered since getting off the bus. The entire plot was a muddy plain washed out by recent rain. Excuse me. What a dump I thought as I looked at it. There used to be a big garden here tended with elderly presents by Grandma and Grandpa. Everywhere grew fragrant mint and lemon balm, which Grandpa used to brew aromatic tea. I'm reading so wrong, bro. Looking at the remnants of my grandparents' once glorious garden, I realized it died when its owners passed away. Damn, bro. I shifted my gaze to the old stump that as I recalled Grandpa used for chopping firewood. Looking closer, I noticed something sticking out of it. I walked closer. Approached. It's a knife. An old rusty knife was stuck in the stump. I squatted and examined it closely. A couple of cracks in the time-darkened handle, and a noticeably dull blade in some places. Could it be useful for me out here in the wilderness? Probably not, but I'll take it. I pulled the knife out of the soaked wood and weighed it in my hand. It was lighter than it looked at first glance. It might come in handy, yes, better to keep it with me. I mean, why not? At this point, I don't know what else is going to be actually in the house, so I didn't find anything else interesting around the house, just dirt boards and overgrowth everywhere. I didn't want to linger outside any longer. Alright, let's go. The door yielded to my efforts with a loud creak. The influx of air stirred the dust, making it swirl around the entire room. Everything looked as if it had stopped. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, just off first look, the crib actually looks fine. There's an old TV here. I think that's a TV. She got a stove here. This looks like a gas stove. This looks like a decent home. It's out in the middle of nowhere, but boy, this so tough. What's good, piano? How you feeling, bro? Well, I don't know. This could hit. Let me go to the stove. It is a gas stove. On the stove, covered in a thick layer of greasy dirt, stood an old kettle with worn spots on its body. Grandpa used it to brew fragrant morning tea for Grandma and me, made from carefully grown and harvested garden herbs, mint, lemon, balm, and oregano. What's cracking? Type. How we feeling, bro? I remember during one of these tea times, Grandma was baking something delicious in the oven while telling me how Dad and Grandpa spent an entire day bringing this stove from a neighboring town. Hopefully they didn't walk with it. I feel like that's almost impossible. That was right after Grandma complained to Grandpa that her stone stove had cracked. What I miss? Yaps. IRL streams, more yaps. We've been back on the gaming streams. I go on vacation for 5 to 6 days on Thursday. Type thing, bro, that's fire. W spring break. At the time, gas was just being installed in the village, and the stove became a new wonder of technology for her, as she'd like to say. On the shelf stood an old TV with a large crack on the screen. As far as I remember, it didn't work. Father accidentally broke it when we were sorting through things in the house after Grandma's death. Back in the early 2000s, Mom and Dad bought it for the elders, spending part of their savings. I remember us all sitting together in front of it, listening to Grandpa swearing as he adjusted the antenna cable to get a signal. But now the TV was just a gloomy witness to past joys, silent and covered in dust. Damn, bruh. Ed break, I'm going to my relatives. Oh, I guess it's just around the same time of spring break. I guess that's why I said that. That's fire, bro. Are you excited? I think it's Eid, not Ed. I think I pronounced it wrong. Bro, you excited for that? On the wall, an ornate wooden frame hung a photo of Grandma Rita. Her face in the photo, taken on a focor, was calm with a faint trace of fatigue. There was nothing special about this photo except for the quiet sadness of days gone by. I looked around the room that opened before me, feeling how the house no longer felt as familiar as it once did. This was no longer the cozy summer retreat where I used to spend my time with great pleasure. peeling walls, dust everywhere, a greasy bedspread from, and the smell of mold. I'm getting that money from my relatives. Last year I got 1K collectively. That's fire, bro. Hey, use the money well, man. Use the money well and save it. I'm trying to get 1K again to convince my mom to get us to get a cat. Type and back. I was in rec stream for a bet type thing. I hope the stream was good. I managed to pay for electricity and gas in the city. There's enough food for tonight, and tomorrow I can go to the village store. After all, the house had everything needed to lay low for a while. Type thing. The time was 8:30 p.m. 2 bars of signal, July 5th. Of course, a couple missed calls from my friends. Yeah, maybe I should turn off the phone just in case. Though I doubt Foreman would track me through my phone. Definitely should turn off the phone. The bed, which miraculously survived all this time, creaked old springs were felt beneath the thick fabric. But a dump, I thought in my childhood memories the house really looked better. It was alive. It's hard to imagine how my grandparents lived their whole conscious lives here. I think they would have been happier. I think they would be happy anywhere together. No cap, good night, Steph. Sleep well, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get off and go to sleep. This is early. This is early sleep time. Hey, sleep well, Yusuf, my boy. Feel well. Mom said when Grandpa died, Grandma took it really hard. Her health quickly deteriorated and she refused to go to the hospital in the city no matter how much Mom insisted. Less than a year after Grandpa's death, Grandma passed away. Damn. I hope they're happy together now. I need to stop thinking about sad things. It's depressing enough already. No cap. Stop ruining an already lousy mood. Yeah, let's just make it better, bro. Maybe I should have some tea. All right, let's get it. Let's lock in. Let's lock in. Let's lock in. What type of cat would you end up getting, Piano? The flame ignited. Looks like the gas is on. Cool. It's all such a blur. Thoughts about the bastards I'm hiding from wouldn't leave my mind. How can I stay holed up in this dump like a mouse? A month? A year? And if they find me, then what? It's clear they won't listen to me. First they'll break my fingers, toss me off a bridge into a river. Maybe they'll give me a chance to work it off. Then I'd have to slave away for them for free for who knows how long. Yeah, easy money turned into problems I don't know how to fix. In endless attempts to figure out how to cover the loss, I achieved nothing. My savings were around 90 grand I earned in my spare time. Of course, that's not enough to pay them off or replace the goods, and I don't have the right connections. The package delivery coordinates were given anonymously. The only person I know is Pasha Foreman, a recruiter in his business, and incidentally, a 2-meter tall boxer and enforcer. Now I regret abandoning my attempt to succeed in tech repair, but back then it was a struggle to make ends meet. I guess I get it, bro. Well, I'm gonna check on rec stream, go to the bathroom, come back when you ending stream so I can make sure I can come back when you end. I don't know, I'm kind of just vibing, bro, to be honest. Also, I'm looking for a young hairy kid so they can trust me and I can cuddle them. Type thing, do your thing. Do your thing, that's valid. Maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe more. It really depends. I started to drift off to sleep. One by one, childhood images came to mind. Children laughing together, bright sunlight, happiness, and no responsibility. My biggest fear back then was Grandma scolding me as if I didn't come home before dark. If only I could say in that moment I'd never have ended up in the situation I am now. Yeah, but gotta make decisions. Gotta make decisions and push forward. I dreamt of the football field that was the pride of our village. Sturdy goals, even with nets, just like real football players. As kids, we could play football on the field all day long. Friendship, laughter, gum, fresh air. In the evening, Grandma waited at home with warm tea and the most delicious food in the world made with love. Reminiscing is so dangerous. In the dream, a memory appeared as if it were real. One evening midsummer, I decided to take a shortcut through the forest to Grandma's house. The local boy said you could noticeably shorten the route if you went straight through it without turning. I was running late for dinner because of an overly long game of football. The forest surrounding the village was very dense and impenetrable. It rustled with the many voices of nature, as if trying to drown out the sounds of the village bustle. Grandma and Grandpa never let me wander through it, warning me I'd get lost and a wolf would take me away. Oh geez. I moved straight ahead, confident I was heading in the right direction. The sunlight filtered through thick branches, casting a play of light and a shadow on the ground. The forest sounds grew more eerie. I began to feel as if someone was watching me. The thickest grew denser around me, and I started to realize I'd been walking too long, even though the boys said it wasn't far. Bro, got lost. Wandering along the forest paths and aimlessly weaving between trees, I completely lost my way. I'm lost. Am I going to die in the forest? I thought, on the verge of tears. Nice cooked. They said keep going straight, bro. I'm going straight. Oh no. The dense grove stretched endlessly. The crunch of dry leaves echoed underfoot. The air was filled with the forest scents. I took a deep breath, hoping to catch a scent of pine needles and fresh moss, but a stench seemingly coming from nowhere hit my nose, making me feel nauseous. Oh no. I grimaced and held my breath, peering into the thicket. Oh shit. Suddenly, a dark, terrifying, hunched figure leaped out of the forest. A monster wrapped in roots-like armor materialized along the trees and stared straight at me. Yo. Now realizing it, I bolted it with all my strength. Leftover obstacles, scratched myself on bushes, anything to keep from skyline. I was going to like they would burst, I just kept running. Yo. Well, it looking good. My first reaction to the dream slipped out loud. What a load of crap. I had almost forgotten about that incident. Back then, crying and scratched up, I ran home screaming, "Grandma, I saw the Banebush in the forest." After my outburst, my mom gave me a hard scolding, saying her scary tales were driving me crazy. I don't know, bruh. It seems like after that incident, I started having nightmares so often. So maybe mom was right. Without grandma's creepy stories, I might have been less jumpy. I long ago convinced myself that back then, my overactive imagination mistook a tree stump for a monster. I still don't know what I saw that day, but one image always remains in my memories of it. A leshy, just like grandma described in her tale, stood at the middle of the forest staring at me with its red eyes. My thoughts were interrupted by a sharp knock on the window as if someone had thrown a stone at it. They couldn't have tracked me, could they? Bro's cooked, he's got too much going on. No, Foment shouldn't even know about this place. Unless he tracked me through my phone. No, that's just paranoia. I don't want to cut myself off completely. You definitely should. I need to check what it is. Oh my gosh, I'm about to get jump scared. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, it's nothing. It's good. It's good. There's nothing outside the window, just a yard as usual. Just run down. If life gets better, I'll definitely tighten this place up. My grandma and grandpa really love this place. I need to pay my respects to my departed relatives. Oh. Okay. Okay. So it's just the crow. I threw my phone at the crow. Where are you flying, you crazy bird? I totally lost it scaring me like that, you lunatic. Wait. Why is my heart beating so fast? It's kind of stressing. It sent me to an early grave. City or here, it's all in madhouse. Okay. Alright, we calmed down. I need to relax, pour some tea, and eat something. I cleared the table and started preparing my first dinner in the village in a long time. Okay. I pulled out bagels and a couple of candies from my backpack. Hastily bought a kiosk. Hastily bought at a kiosk near the station. I brewed myself some green tea with mint. Funny, it looked just like it did in childhood. Okay? Those were good times. Even last week wasn't so bad. Though even last week wasn't so bad. Type thing. Pushing away gloomy thoughts, I took a sip from my mug, imagining it was the same tea Grandpa used to brew for me as a child, but alas, the taste was far from the same. It'd be like that. I felt a little bit better, okay? But I couldn't sleep peacefully without making sure another bird wouldn't fly through my window at night. So bro looks out the window again. It was already dark outside. I looked around trying to spot that crow, but there was no one in sight. The same overgrown yard and dense forest with trees swaying gloomily in the shadows. Alright, bro. I'm not gonna lie, as someone who has like slept in the country before, it can be a little like unnerving. Like for sure, bro. Jaden, thank you so much for the follow, bro. Boom. Welcome to the stream. How you feeling tonight? Yeah, sleeping. I have never slept in the country like alone, but I can imagine it could potentially be uncomfy. It's probably peaceful though. It could potentially be very peaceful, like just being completely by yourself in that space, like around the things that you decide to surround yourself with, could be nice. But you're also away from like the city, which means you're away from like consistently like growing mindsets and stuff like that. So I don't know. Different pace for everybody. But after a long day and a warm drink, I felt sleepy. Tonight I could really use a good rest. But as always, anxious thoughts crept into my mind before sleep. Oh jeez. A coffin where my body slowly lowers into the grave. Each thud of earth on the lid sounds like a final heartbeat. I'm gone. Just run cold and silence remain. Just cold and silence remain. My body will dissolve into earth decay and become food for worms. My mom will stand at the grave, her eyes swollen from tears, unable to believe her only son is now in this wooden box. Will she think it's some mistake? That I'll rise any moment to hug her? What will I leave behind? Everything that seemed important will turn to dust and rot with me. I will be forgotten. Everything I did, good or bad, it will all be swallowed by the earth. Damn. In the dead of night, something suddenly yanked me out of my sleep. The village nighttime silence was defiled by an incessant, nerve-wracking buzzing. A stubborn fly, as if choosing me, as its nighttime victim, ruthlessly disturbed the peace. Persistently trying to get into the house, it seemed to be testing my patience. Why? It's just a fly. Why do I gotta look? Oh jeez, bro. Now looking out this small window is very terrifying. I got up from the bed and looked at the window at the silhouettes of the dark forest swallowed by the night. The stubborn fly incessantly crawled on the glass. I stood watching the insect, feeling anxiety creep over my mind for no apparent reason. Oh jeez. Yo. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Wait, that's actually crazy. You gotta stop looking out that window. I knew it was gonna happen. Bruh. Okay. Alright, let's lock in. Bro. What's good, AK? How you feeling, bro? I think the grandpa was feeding the creature to keep it at bay. Feeding the creature? I doubt that. But, you know. Who knows? Okay. This ancient mattress feels like it was specifically designed to destroy my back. As usual, I woke up drenched in a cold sweat thanks to another stress-induced nightmare. Well, no comfort, I'm alive. Fair trade, I guess. Outside the window was a gray and overcast day. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything good will happen today, but I'm used to that. Okay. Pessimistic, but I see it though. Getting up and stretching. That's a good way to start it. Bro. After stretching a bit, I decided to take a walk around this godforsaken village. I kept thinking about the local store. Hopefully it hasn't closed yet. Otherwise, I'd have to rely on my childhood survival skills and go stealing apples from the abandoned lots. How simple and carefree it would be to wander around looking for dubious food, if not for my current less than legal affairs. Yeah, bro, it's not locked in. But who am I without them? I guess I need to stock up on food for a couple of days and see what's going on out there. Maybe I'll run into some locals, get some news, and find out how life has changed in this corner of the world since I was last here. Let's see it, bro. Let's see it. Let's lock in. The early morning in this backwater is wrapped in an eerie calm, as if everything here is already dead, not just asleep. Dang. The air is fresh, as if it was just washed with fabric softener, and cold. It cuts straight to the bone. For July 6th, it was unusually cold, almost jacket weather. Still, there was something about this morning scenery that momentarily brought back a taste of life. It felt like I was 12 again. I remember how as kids we'd run around here from early morning, darting between houses with the neighborhood boy, under the grumbling shouts of old folks and barking of dogs from other yards. Okay, type thing. The air filled my lungs, and my head even spun slightly from its freshness. The scent of grass and damp earth surrounded me. It felt pleasant. It was unusual to breathe so easily, not as usual with city dust and grime. I miss my glasses. Walking through the quiet village, I seem to slow down myself, adapting to its rhythm, its leisurely pace of life. The silence and calm around me unintentionally made me reflect on the past and ponder the future. I looked at the empty windows and peeling walls. People used to live here, but now everything is crumbling as if mocking my memories. Now there was only decay and an oppressive sense that was past. What the irretrievably gone? I'm actually having trouble reading English. This is crazy. I was almost at the store when my gaze caught on a house to the left. Once a sweet old lady lived there, a darling granny. I got forth. Ooh, that's not bad, Lala. Locked in, cause I panicked. I feel you. You got the next one. If you end up running another one, you got that one. For sure, ski. Cause you already lost once and had fourth. And so now you're gonna run it back and win and not panic. She always sat by our house offering us apples if we could show her where the Big Dipper was in the sky. Of course, we didn't know where the Big Dipper was and just pointed randomly at the sky again. Granny didn't seem to care. She gave us apples anyway, chuckling to herself. I will not be running another one. Bro, but I feel like they said you gotta get the win. That went on for too long. Completely valid. You missed the jump scares, so I mean that's very valid. Now her house is already leaning and completely overgrown with bushes. But the apple tree behind the house was still standing. Maybe I should pick a couple of apples for breakfast. At least I'd save some money. My stomach was already growing with hunger. It was time to decide where to get food today. To the right was the store where I figured I could grab a bite, assuming there was anything left inside. To the left was an abandoned lot with a crooked fence which the apple tree stood. I stopped pondering where to go. Jeez. If I go to the shop, I have to talk to somebody, but I get information. If I go to the apple tree, I do save money. But the shop might not be open tomorrow, and the apples will be there tomorrow, presumably. Let's move forward. I stopped 5 steps away from the store, looked almost comically like an island of nostalgia in this forgotten place. Old but sturdy, the peeling grocery signs above the store seemed inviting despite its worn appearance. The windows were intact, and though they're cloudy panes, you could see shelves and displays filled with something. The building's age didn't seem dilapidated? Yeah, I have not read the word before. Instead, it gave it character, speaking of quiet confidence and resilience against time. The air around was filled with the same familiar sense of the village. For a moment, I felt like a kid again, coming to the store for ice cream and a waffle cone. I'll be completely honest. I didn't realize this game was going to be a visual novel, but now I'm kind of locked in. Closed. Oh, there has to be someone in the only only store in the village. Dang. Hey, anyone there? The sound of my own voice felt deafening in the silence. I kept tugging on the handle, not giving up on opening the door. Oh, jeez. Hey, someone called out to me and I flinched hard, almost lost my balance. It's good, old man. Young man, why are you banging on the door? Sorry, I thought the store was still open. No cap. Welcome back, LeBron. How we feeling, bro? It is open, just no one inside. Did you need to buy something? Yes. Yeah, I wanted to see what you got. But come on, I'll show you what we've got. I haven't seen you around here before. Are you a visitor? I nodded in agreement. What's your name? I'm Alexi. I introduced myself a bit awkwardly. Wait, it was Alexi. Why do you read it wrong? I gritted my teeth. I hate being, oh, dang. Let's just go with Alexi. Well, Alexi, name's Stefon. Hold on. Pleased to meet you. I shook hands with my new acquaintance who seemed to be a local, though I don't remember him at all. Well, come on, what are you standing around for? Type thing. Took out a bunch of keys. It felt like look for the right one. Unlocked the store. I followed him around and I followed him inside and found myself in a dark room. Hold on, Alexi, just a second. What's he fiddling with in the dark? Looking for a sturdy stick to turn on the light. Just a moment. A stick to turn on the light? You from the city? You know it, yeah, from Moscow, I muttered reluctantly. I'm not used to sharing personal details with strangers, but Moscow is so huge that this information didn't really mean anything. So, to break immersion, I like, bro, you literally just said that you didn't want anyone to track you. You're talking with someone that you've never met before, and you're telling them where you're from and your name, and they're calling you something you don't like to be called. You know, like I don't know about you, and I'm not a criminal, but it kind of seems like you should have a little more like brain power moving up there. Like, I feel as if this guy's a little sus, but maybe I play too much Among Us. Oh, really? So what are the young folks in the capital up to these days? Do you have a profession at least? The question was asked with such intensity. For that moment, I felt like a schoolboy being called into the principal's office. However, decided not to dodge and answered with the partial truth. So I got night shift tonight. I forgot. Bro, it's work time, bro. Get up and go to work. Yeah, I studied to be an electrician in college. I smirked to myself. No way I'm telling him about my actual profession. Oh, an electrician. What a useful trade. You know, my radio here recently stopped working. Maybe you could take a look at an electrician. I can't pay you for the repair. No money to spare these days, but I'll treat you to some tea. What a gig, I thought to myself with irony. I wasn't ready to return to my real problems just yet, so I wasn't in a hurry. As long as I can remember, fixing various devices always came easy to me. Nothing too complicated, of course, but I can handle an old radio. Here you go, bro. I was gonna hang around, but I have work. Good luck. See you. Good luck with stream. Appreciate you, LeBron. Boom. I hope you have a good night at work, bro. Be safe out there. I remember back when I was studying to be an electrician, I went to a couple of practical trainings out of pure curiosity. The job wasn't hard. Maintenance of apartment buildings, electrical panels. Yeah, but fixing a radio, and like, I guess I can see it. It's not one for one, but once I even found a stash that a courier colleague had seemingly hidden quite securely. Type thing. Excuse me. I glanced at Stefon again, then shifted my gaze to the old radio sitting at the edge of the table. Why not help the old man? The radio's probably one of the very few forms of entertainment here. Alright, let me take a look. It's over there. Go ahead and take a look. Type thing. I guess I gotta fix the radio. As I expected, an old radio clearly made back in the Soviet Union. My grandparents had one like that. I think if I tried, I could probably find it somewhere in their attic. Probably should. Honestly, fixing it shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see what we got here. What? Bro said fixing it shouldn't be too difficult and then gave me this. The heck? I might be locked. I did it. I did it. I did it. Everything had to be connected to something. That's all it was. I might actually be an electrician, bro. Like, for real, for real. Christian, how's your night going, my boy? Looks like it's ready time to test it. Let's see if it works. I actually did it. Locked in. Oh, look, it's working. Working well, too. You got golden hands, a real craftsman, I can tell. Type thing. You know, this radio isn't just an ordinary one. One time there was a funny story about it. My cat back then, Yasa, little black devil he was, and I closed the store and sat down to dinner. Okay? Well, sort of. What's the story? I sat down at a table and gave the cat soup in his bowl. I turn on the radio, they're talking about some kind of dance music. I hear Vasa meowing and suddenly the music starts playing. He gets up and starts dancing on his hind legs. I laughed so hard. Later I tried playing the music for him again, but he just gave me a lazy look and went to sleep. He looked at me as if he was gauging my reaction to his story, but I was just sitting there confused. Yeah, me too. Retweet. Thank you, Alexi. We won't die of boredom now, that's for sure. Type thing. It's nothing. Gave him a cricket smile and spread my hands. Well, as promised, I'll pour you some tea. Wait, I need to buy food. You tell me how city folk lives these days, but I need to buy food. I hadn't eaten anything since morning. The old man seems nice though. I figured I wouldn't say no to some tea. I nodded in agreement. Bro, he's hungry. Well, that's wonderful. Let's go. What? Yo, he wants some nums though. Walking behind Stefon into another room, I couldn't shake the intrusive image of a cat dancing on his hind legs. Wait, he hitting it though. Hold on. Okay. Oh wait, he actually killing that. W cat dance. A boar's head stuffed on the wall. I never understood how someone could like that. Yeah, taxidermy is interesting, but you know, it looks silly with those bulging eyes and exposed tusks. It's clear no one has touched it for years, so much dust. Tools hanging in neat, more like decorations. It's obvious some haven't been used in ages. The rust and dust speak for themselves. They probably used to do a lot of handiwork in the back of the day. Maybe. Is that moonshine? I thought it looked like regular village hooch, but with some added bonus of a couple of flies floating inside. Ew. An old photo and a crooked frame, clearly not hung yesterday. Who is she? Probably Stefan's mother or wife. She looked as stern as my college instructor. I cautiously surveyed the storage room of the shop. The air was thick with a musty scent of wood, sweet mold, and some kind of pickled goods. Stefan. I'm gonna just call him Step. Visibly excited by the unexpected company, sad about brewing tea. Alright, let's get it, bruh. Let's drink that tea. Sat down at the table. Talk to me, bro. He looked at me, barely holding back questions that were about to burst out of him. It was clear that the old man didn't often have guests and was genuinely happy to chat with me. So how do you like it here? Not many folks from the city wander this way. Where's everybody else at? Now that I'm thinking about it, why are you the only person that I've met this entire time that I've been in this city? I noticed how Step tried to hide his awkward excitement behind a smile. I smiled back, deciding to keep the conversation going. Yeah, it's really different here. Quiet, homey, cows, goats. I listed the first things that came to mind. You rarely see this kind of thing in the city. Step nodded, lost in thought, still holding his cup. So what brings you here? I paused to think about how to answer him. Obviously, I couldn't tell him where I was hiding him from shady characters. He might report me to the cops. I could just say I came to my grandparents' house or make something up. Like I'm here to buy a house. Came to my grandparents' house. Why lie? I'm here to tidy up my grandparents' house. Which ones? Began to ponder, sifting through the memories of the remaining elders in this backwater. I decided not to make him guess. they're not here anymore with us. Margarita and Nicolavi. Oh, I see senoritas and yeah. They were wonderful people. I can still picture them in their youth. Young folks always flock to the cities, but here in the village, you know, it has its own charms. Understood that better than anyone. I'm sure they did. Back in the day, we were really close with them. In winter, we sled like crazy. In the spring, some in the garden, others in the fields from morning till night. When summer came, everyone relaxed body and soul. Okay? Like, Paul gave me a piercing look as if trying to see if I understood what he was talking about. I didn't. Me personally, I did not. But, you know. By the way, today is going to be one of the most important ones. What is today? What is this cutscene? The night of July 6th to the 7th is Ivan Koopa night, if you didn't know. We loved that holiday when we were young. The soul, as they say, longs for song. We'd jump over the bonfire and tell all sorts of spooky tales, they said. On Koopa night, devils crawled out of their holes. In our village, people always believed in all sorts of devilry. We were old believers. They were so scared you couldn't drag them into the woods by their arms and legs on Koopa night. Oh. So anyway, I remember one of those nights, the whole village was out celebrating. The guys were singing songs and lighting fires while the girls, as usual, were doing fortune telling. They put flower crowns on their heads. I've seen this before. What's that one movie called, bro? It's Summer something, bro. Nah, heck nah, bro. They let the crowns float into the water to learn their fate. Whether it drifted, that's where their groom would come from. If it washed ashore, no wedding that year. Well, that was just folklore, of course. Your Granny Rika sent her crown down the river too, and you believe it. It floated a little, then shot forward. Huh. And right there to the other side. The girl started giggling right away. Clueless as ever, just barely managed to catch Rita as she jumped into his arms. That same summer, your grandma and grandpa got married. Huh. They were good people. Well, never mind. Interesting. Interesting folklore. Steph's words hemmed in silence, even though wind outside seemed to be quiet. The story about my grandma and grandpa, simple yet so vivid, really stuck with me. I'd seen them in old photos, younger, happier than I remembered, where they really liked that jumping over bonfires, weaving flower crowns. I suddenly felt a strange bitterness realizing how little I actually knew about them. What would they say about me now? The thought planted itself deep, but I quickly brushed it aside to avoid diving further. Steph let out a heavy sigh and continued. You know, Alexi, in our village sometimes it's like a fairy tale, I'd say. Whoa. I knew his bro. No, bro, this game about to be crazy, bro. I'm too tired for this. I feel as if because I'm reading it, it's a little deeper than like an actual horror story. And so it's just kind of like, bro, like where did that even come from? Okay. But not always with a happy ending, so you better be careful around here. I tensed up and raised an eyebrow, not hiding my surprise. What do you mean? Well, you see. Oh my gosh, here we go, bro. A couple of years back, a family moved here from Moscow. They said they were looking for peace, quiet, and tranquility, so they arrived with two young sons in town. And those rascals found no better pastime than to turn the village upside down. Every night, their revelry made a racket like a festival, but there was no joy in it. We tried talking to them nicely, but they couldn't care less. So anyway, one Koopa night they decided to have their own kind of fun. They dragged some girl from a neighboring village and headed to the river through the forest, where even locals hesitate to tread during the day. They probably thought they'd find magic in our forest or whatever you silly folk are after. What's good, Blitzu? Boom. TTS isn't working right now, but how you feeling, bro? Night passed, and by morning they were nowhere to be found. The police searched the whole forest with dogs, but only found the girl by nightfall. They said she was scared to death, couldn't speak, just muttered and blabbered incoherently. As far as the boys, all that was left were a couple of bodied scraps of clothing. It was like the earth had swallowed them whole. The district officer told me back then that those punks probably got the girl drunk and wanted to They dragged her into the forest, but no one could figure out what happened to them after that. They tried questioning the girl, but she couldn't say anything then or later. Her eyes kept darting around and she kept mumbling something endlessly, so they couldn't figure out anything back then. The investigation concluded later, and apparently some forest beast had mauled them. And to calm the villagers, they made our forester set up traps in the forest to keep the beasts away from homes. Dang, bro. I'm tired and hungry. I feel you, bruh. I feel I listened to Step's story with some tension. This was nothing like my grandmother's fairy tales. But somewhere deep in my subconscious, the image of Banebush emerged and my imagination instinctively tied the events to him. After all, encountering him in the forest years ago convinced me that some fairy tales don't lie. Yeah, no, it's crazy, bro. How many hours you got till you can break fast, Blixu? Talk to me. I brushed the thought aside and asked the first question that popped into my head. Maybe the less she took them. Maybe the less she took them, or maybe it was the beast. That's for each person to decide. What to believe, what to think. And the investigation will decide for itself what to write in the report. That's crazy. A lot of hours. It's 9 a.m. from you. Hey, Tuesday, last day I'm going to school this week. I can't handle it anymore. I gotta get my beauty sleep. Yeah, but don't you got like a break coming up? I think I've heard enough local tales for today. I really need to focus on figuring out how to solve my own problems. Time to head home. Step, thanks for the tea and the talk. I should get going. I want to tidy up the house. Yes, of course, go ahead. Thanks for fixing the radio. If you need anything, feel free to drop by. W friend. Here, take some bagels. Have them with the tea, my treat. Boom. W bagels. I was definitely going to get some apples. Without much thought, I grabbed a bag of bagels from the table. I didn't want to refuse and disappoint the old man. Besides, I originally came here for food. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. You know, bro's really creepy, but maybe it ain't gotta be that bad. Oh, hey, it's his cat. It's adorable. Next week, yes. Okay. So different for everybody. You can't make it through till next week, bruh? Well, that was quite the trip for some bread, I chuckled. I silently scolded myself for spending the whole day listening to a strange old man's story instead of tackling my real problems. The stories were interesting, but I had to return to my grim reality. As I approached my new home, I was already anticipating flopping onto the creaky, prehistoric bed with a contented look on my face. But it seemed fate had other plans. Oh. In front of my house stood an old Lada 2108 Buffalo 2108, and I could make out 3 familiar faces inside. It was Pashan Foman and his goons. Oh no. You got a blick on him? Oh, they gonna find you, bruh. Well, hello there, villager. Hey, I replied, trying to hide my tension. I'm so screwed. So what the hell you doing here? Oh, you know how much a hassle it was dragging ourselves out to this backwater? How the hell did you even find me? Shut your fucking mouth and listen. Talk to me. If you'd work longer and honestly, maybe you'd have some thought to shove your work SIM card somewhere safe. Ooh, see? He wasn't locked in. He said he should turn off his phone too, and didn't use it near the house registered to you. Oh. So we promote you and send you on a big job, and this is how you thank us, running off with our stuff? You know exactly what happens to smart asses like that. I had nothing to do with this. While I was transporting the stuff, some guys cut me off in a car and robbed me at gunpoint and took all your shit. What the fuck? That actually happened. You seriously think I'm that stupid? Yeah, see. I always done my job honestly. This looks like a setup to me. Maybe you sent those bastards yourself and are now trying to screw me over. Are you kidding me? Oh shit, bro. Who are you questioning right now? See? You think it's hard for me to kill you or bury you in this backwater? No one's ever gonna find you here, dumbass. Oh shit. Bro, I'm not trying to act tough on me. Calm down. How am I supposed to see? Telling him to calm down is just kind of crazy though. Cause considering what he just said, I'm not telling the guy to just say he could kill me in this backwater to calm down when I literally was getting scared by flies in that rusting house over there, bro. I was in that house getting terrified by flies. This nigga woke up in the middle of the night talking about the flies, bro. Like, and then got jump scared by flies. Like, it gave me goosebumps. It was good writing, but like, you're telling him to calm down, bro. Okay. Hey, bro, how am I supposed to get you the stuff I don't have? Facts. I don't give a damn, you bitch. Just do whatever you want, give birth or shit it out. Oh shit. The situation was escalating. I clenched my jaw, feeling my racing pulse pounding in my temples. Fight back, stay silent. I mean, if I stay silent, they just gonna keep bitching you. If you fight back, you might die. But they don't bitch you. So like, I'm kind of curious on what Foreman has to say. Like, to be honest, but I'm also kind of not curious. Like, they know where I'm at, so what's the point? Like, the whole point of coming out here was so I could get away from them. But like, damn, I don't like having to pick this option. Like, fuck with that, bro. I felt a boiling rage building up inside of me. My hand instinctively reached for the hilt of my old knife. Oh, I forgot a boiling rage? And he's shaking. You said a boiling rage and you're shaking like this. That is not a boiling rage. That is not a... Bro, I thought he was gonna say the hint. Okay, bro. Alright, bro. Okay, alright. Don't come closer, bitch. Yeah. Oh, I wish this had voice acting, bro. I could just hear his voice on like a thick Russian accent saying that is like so funny to me. Oh, damn. Damn. A sudden punch to my nose sent me sprawling to the ground. Grab his knife before he hurt someone. Oh shit. Make sure the goods are with me by morning. If you bail, I'll fucking kill you. Got it? Damn. I don't got the goods, bro. I ain't got the goods, bro. For real, like I actually don't have them, bro. Sing, Shaggy, what's up with sing, bro? Dang, nah, Erica, they cooked me. The sound of departing cars engines started the countdown. Ah, damn, bro. Bro really punched me, my shit. Bastards, great hiding spot. I sarcastically praised myself. It what, bro? You wanna know what's so funny? It was a good hiding spot in theory. He just literally did not turn off his phone. If you're afraid someone's going to potentially track you, leaving your phone on probably isn't the best idea. Like, isn't that your first thought? Like, let me throw my, or take the SIM out or something, bro. Like, even connecting to the internet, like, this is a built-in tracker, bro. Like, for real. All right, at school, gotta go. Hope you have a great rest of your stream. Much love, Blixu. Boom. Have a good night at school, bro. Good day. Have a good day at school. But now what? What if I sell the house and use the money to buy drugs to replace the lost shipment? Is the house worth that much? Now selling the house is a hassle. Finding a buyer would take forever, and at best I'd get $100 grand out of it. For this old house? Oh yeah, that's a good investment. Running isn't an option. They'll find me again, then I'm really screwed. He should have stayed silent and talked to him. What do I do now, bro? You're cooked. So in despair, I grabbed my head. I wanted to tear out my hair, scream, break something, but none of that would help. The helplessness was driving me insane. I bet that it was. Hey, it's Jima. If the world turns its back on you, go to the forest. There you'll find either salvation or death. The forest is honest. I suddenly remembered my grandmother's word. No. Nah, bro. Another part of the story that I forgot to mention, he went into the forest as a kid and saw a literal demon. And now he's thinking about going back. He's out of his mind. Salvation or death if the world turns its back on you, I guess. But if Grandma was right, what if there's really something out there? I saw it in the forest as a kid. I remember if Banebush is really there, he'll either kill me outright or help me. If I'm screwed anyway, what difference does it make? I guess that's valid, but how is that? No, never mind. There was always something strange about this place, the old folks' stories, the vanished people, the whispers in the forest. I looked out the window. This is the window with the flies that scared him, by the way. The forest is honest, I kept repeating to myself, staring at the dark road. Going there was madness, yet at least I'll have some kind of chance. There's no other way. Jesus, bro. Alright, out we go, bro. Honestly, bro. Mythology stream, going to look for cryptids in the middle of the forest? Now that would hit it. I don't think anybody's done that yet. A few minutes into the journey and the trees closed in on me as if blocking my path. Stepping forward was terrifying, but staying still was even worse. Alright, into the forest we go, bro. Fun fact, I've never actually like just ran into a forest and just like was in there. Like, I went into one ever, but it wasn't like a deep forest. And I feel as if going into like any just random forest just for like fun is a little bit crazy. But maybe I'm tripping. Chapter 3. I don't know how many chapters this game is. I wasn't planning on running the whole thing today, but I'm enjoying it. I feel like running games all at once is like a great immersive feeling. Clouds almost completely hidden by the dense canopy of trees hovered over the endless forest expanses. Moss soaked with moisture spread underfoot like a soft carpet, muffling the sound of footsteps. The air, rich with the scent of soil and decaying leaves, was damp and heavy, settling in my lungs and clouding my mind. The whisper of leaves, the occasional snap of twigs underfoot, and the distant cries of birds created the illusion of another dimension. Here I felt like an insignificant human, an uninvited guest. Okay. Thoughts about my past life slowly filled my mind. The endless struggle for money in a quiet corner of the metropolis where a new day brought new challenges. The life of a dealer, yeah, you heard that. Full fear and the constant threat of disaster poisoned the soul, exposing its flaws. I didn't even notice how I became a paranoid person who on an ordinary evening expected someone to break into my house. My imagination painted the faces of the people whose lives were poisoned by my dealings, their eyes filled with desperate bitterness. Here in the depths of the forest, all my past felt like a burden dragging me to the ground, to the realization I had dug my own grave. Dang, bruh. Now, how's that gonna help us out this current situation though? It's unfair. Why do I have to seek salvation now among these trees and darkness? What will the Banebush do if I find it? If the stories are true, he wasn't entirely merciless. After all, he didn't kill the girl from Stump's story who naively trusted the thugs from the capital. I guess. Maybe this Banebush only helped the innocent. If that's the case, I'm scared. I'm screwed. No, I'm scared. I mean, you would be. You definitely would be. Thoughts about Banebush and his possible protection no longer brought comfort. They only plunged me into new terror. What if he's not an ally at all, but another threat far scarier than any city gangsters? What if I just die here? I don't even know what's worse, surrendering to the cops or venturing into the forest at night to find the Leshy or freaking Mez. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest. This is just like a crazy outcome. Going to like a mythological beast for help is just kind of like insane. Not even kind of, like, it is insane actually. No amount of like extra words are needed for that. It's crazy. He's probably gonna get eaten like by like a wolf. I ventured deeper into the forest, which had completely turned into a trap. I felt like I was in the jaws of a giant rabid dog, which were gradually closing, leaving less and less space to breathe. Every rustle, every creak of a branch made my heart skip a beat in fear. I remembered again how my grandmother, sitting by the stove, would quietly tell me her stories. Remember? The forest always watches, she would say, looking straight into my eyes. It knows all your thoughts, senses feel from a mile away with feet on it. Now her words echoed in my head. Oh, jeez. I didn't mean to click forward like that. Having lost track of time and distance travel, I tried to suppress the fear within. Wait, I never saved this. Oh. That's kind of important. My fault. Fear within, bruh. Suddenly, the deep silence of the forest was pierced by a penitent howl. I froze, my heart became pounding twice as hard, threatening to burst out of my chest. Holding my breath, I tried to pinpoint where the sorrowful sound was coming from. The howl came again, more insistent this time, as if beckoning me. My heart pounded louder in my chest. An inner voice insistently whispered, wandering aimlessly through the forest won't get me anywhere. Obeying the call, I started moving, slowly drawing closer to the source of the sound with each step. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, we got caught by one of the traps. I pushed through the thicket and emerged onto a cliff. Oh, wait, it's on auto. No. I just missed some of the lure. No, I missed some of the lure. I could just load it and go back, but I'm not going to break my immersion. The trap had sunk deeply into one of its paws for the beast. Whimpering in pain and trembling in a hunched position, the wolf no longer tried to free itself. Its gaze, filled with suffering, pierced me. The animal seemed to hope for my help. Well, what a quest, I thought. Nah, I got you, bro. I stood frozen, unable to steady the tremble in my hands as my emotions feverishly jumped from pity to fear. Gathering the remains of my composure, I approached the wolf. It's good, Mr. Wolf. Ooh, they drew that so well. I examined the trap and immediately realized it couldn't be opened with bare hands. A thin, sharp tool was needed to access the lock's mechanism. Maybe it's for the best, I thought. Who knows what might happen if I were to free this wolf. Leave? I needed the knife for this? Seriously? I didn't know that my actions had consequences. I didn't know that my actions in the game had consequences. I guess I should have assumed. Sorry, friend, I can't help you. Trembling from tension, I muttered aloud and quickly backed away. I sure felt sorry for the wolf, but I came here to help myself. My hide's worth more to me. I firmly pushed away unnecessary thoughts and kept wandering. Oh, well, I'm gonna die now. If it's true that me, instead of staying silent, tried to fight back, made them take my knife instead of just leaving me be, right? Then if I would have stayed silent, I would have had the knife, I could have freed the wolf, and then the Banebush probably would have helped me. And I don't have a save for that, so that's, wait, or do I? No, I don't. Fuck. Okay, well, here we go, bro. I stumbled into a clearing and barely had time to look around when a tall, twisted figure appeared among the trees. I froze in another wave of terror. Oh, jeez. There wasn't a single sound, only my heart pounding with all of its strength, bro. A creature resembling a twisted human watched me, extending a hand in my direction. My sanity slipped further away, sinking, oh my god, sinking along with my courage. For a while, I watched the silhouette that had frightened me, but it remained motionless. I slowly moved a bit closer. Oh no. That's gotta be a truth. Stay calm. Buddy, you're cooked. Buddy, you're cooked. What are you talking about? Stay calm. When I finally dared to approach, it became clear it was just a tree stump. A nervous chuckle escaped my chest. Futilely attempting to shake off the tension, I looked closely at the unnaturally twisted tree trunk. One of the branches, resembling an outstretched arm, hung a agaric mushroom. Its crimson hue reminded me of a cigarette ember flowing in the dark. A question echoed in my mind: how could it possibly end up on the branches if somebody hung it there just for me? Yeah, the forest seemed especially full of hints today. Am I supposed to eat it? Unexpectedly for myself, I shouted out loud, and my voice echoed through the forest and faded away without receiving an answer. I mean, like, that definitely looks interesting. If you don't eat it, you probably die. Screw it, bro. We couldn't. I mean, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? And Mario mushrooms eat you high. I think they're poisonous. The bitterness of the fly agaric slid down my throat, its hope reaching the walls of my stomach. Okay, did I need a play-by-play for that? The taste of earth and a bittersweet slice of the forest filled my insides. My consciousness slowly dissolved and the images of the trees blurred before my eyes. Ah, jeez. Here we go. I wandered aimlessly through the forest, feeling each step abbreviate as a pulse in my skull. Bro, what are we talking about right now? What is happening? Am I just getting high? Like, you're losing me, game. The tree canopies closed above my head, their rustling growing louder and merging into a swarm of unnatural opposite sounds. The growth beneath my feet felt soft and damp like living flesh while roots rift. Oh my god. I'm trying to entangle my legs. Hey. Someone yelled at me from the darkness, forcing me to stop abruptly. My head began to spin so much that I didn't realize when I had already turned around to the sound. Behind the trees, familiar figures began to emerge. Bargling their teeth, they grinned predatorily at me as if I were prey. What the fuck, man? Trying to lay low in the woods? Shit. I'll grind you into the dirt with this forest. Oh shit, we'll tear you apart and fertilize the ground with your guts. Yo. Oh, I'm about to die. If I had freed the wolf would have helped me. But that's tough. I heard their voices, vile and hoarse, creeping through the thicket. Each sound turned into a burning ember, painfully mentally in my brain. Wolf? Nah, W. Kari. W. Wolf Kari. What's good, Nate? Boom. Bro, Kari. I had got a knife at the beginning of the game and then used the knife to protect myself, and they took the knife, but I was supposed to use the knife to save the wolf, bro. The wolf was really you. You was finna be there and help me, bro. But, yeah, I couldn't save you from the bear trap. I'm sorry, Kari. Sorry, bro. But I tried though. I tried though. Hey, I'm in your world. Damn, bro, I really did. I didn't realize that my actions in the game, like, had consequences. I didn't know it was one of those type of games. You feel me? So I thought you loved me, bro. You my dog, bro. Like, it just couldn't be open with my hands. It said I needed the knife, and they stole my knife, bro. It's on them. I would have saved you though, like come on, bro. You know I would have. Even if you had to lose a paw, bro, like I would have got you all love them. Make it up to me by beating this game. I got you, bro. We on this. I'm on this, bro. But let's see. These creatures weren't human. I hated them to the point of trembling, to the icy venom coursing through my veins. Fucking bastards. I don't have anything to like fight them with. The knife is gone. I screamed and broke into a run, zigzagging between the trees just to stop seeing their faces. My character's high right now, by the way. We took a like poisonous psychedelic mushroom. I ran for a long time, and when my lungs started burning from within, slowed to a walk, the feeling of an alien presence didn't go away. The shadows of the trees moved in sync with my steps, and I felt deep within that someone or something was always watching me from the depths of the thicket. Peering into the darkness, I saw my grandmother. Alright, what did Gma tell us, bro? I wanted to rush forward and hug her, but her face, distorted in a horrifying way, suddenly spoke in a quiet, raspy voice. Oh no. Once a cowardly boy decided to run away from his troubles. He ventured into the depths of the forest to seek out the Leshy and ask for help. That night, inhuman screams would be heard from the other side of the forest. And what happened to him, Grandma? Oh shit. Oh crap. Grandma tripping. She tripping. I wandered recklessly through the dark thicket, sometimes walking, sometimes breaking into a run, without regard for the path. I was lost in time and space. My consciousness was being crushed from within, and my legs trembled so much I could barely move them. The sound of the forest merged into a quiet whisper, creating a single vibration. Suddenly, from all sides, a heavy, creaky voice sounded. Why did you come to me? Ah, jeez. Help, they want to kill me. My plea sounded pathetic, my voice trembled, and my breath came in ragged gasps. The forest was silent, everything around grew quiet except for the occasional drops of dew falling from the branches to the ground. These were the tears of other losers who came here like me and couldn't make it back. My voice crackled again. Oh jeez. You're not the first to come to me. Obviously. I mean, but his Gmod told him to come here. So like, you got him, right? Many have sought salvation among my trees. Uh-oh, he's not about to save him. Did they find it? That's a good question. My words dissolved into the air, and the forest only listened intently in no hurry to answer. It is alive. The wind was its breath, its heart beat to the rhythm of the woodpecker's strikes, its roots intertwined as veins, and millions of worms streamed as blood beneath the earth. You've gone where neither your feet nor soul should venture. Oh, GG. GG, bro. Good game. Here, blood soaks into the roots more easily than rain. GG. Yeah, GG. Good game, though. Good game. The forest answered me with a rustle that sounded like laughter. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Wait, where'd he go? He was just there. Ooh. No one leaves here in one piece. What are you talking about? What do you want? If I had saved the wolf, would I have been fine by now? Wait, buddy, chill. Oh, it's just an old man. That is not an old man. Standing before me was not the monster I expected to see. He resembled an old man in a thin, twisted body like dry roots. His skin was crackled like wood scorched by lightning. His eyes burned with a crimson fire like embers in a dying campfire. Bro looked like a vampire to me. His clothing was nothing more than rotting rags except for a tattered red polka dot scarf on his arm. Excuse me. A black hollow gaped in his forehead, resembling the rotted cavity of a tree, oozing thick dark sludge. Ew, bruh. The heck? It dripped onto the ground, its stench so overpowering it took my breath away. My stomach climbed towards my throat, the air around me filled with the stench of decay, and it became hard to even swallow. I stood rooted to the spot, jaw slack, staring at the leshy until his voice jolted me awake. The eye. What about the eye? What? Your eye worm. My eye worm? A vile soul, but a sharp eye. If you found me, when it dawned on me what he meant, my legs buckled and my vision darkened. Nausea rose to my throat and I barely held back the urge to vomit. Maybe you need something else? Nah, you want your eyeball. I whimpered the question in a pathetic attempt to bargain with the ancient forest spirit. I wanted to bolt and run, but my legs seemed rooted to the ground, leaving me unable to move. An eye or your life. Oh, it's just one eyeball. You ain't even gotta give up both eyes, bro. You just gotta give up one. You can still see with one eyeball. Pirates used to do it. Shit, bro. Oop. Hey, take the eyeball, bro. You got that. I'm a Kakashi it. Screw it. My eyes jerked through my face. My hands jerked through my face. The will to live tore me apart, screaming like a wounded animal, drowning out even the terror of what was about to happen. I could already feel his sharp, thorn-like fingers digging into my eye socket. I wanted to scream, to beg a God I never believed in, but the words stuck in my throat. All that remained was trembling and an all-consuming horror coursing through my veins. Hey, but you get to live. My mind simply refused to believe what was happening, but I had already made my choice. I stood there unable to make a sound and silently nodded in agreement until fear snapped me back. My eyes! Yo! The pain was unbearable. The world around me exploded in a red light. Yo! It felt as if a red-hot hook was driven into my eye socket and started pulling. Oh, that's actually disgusting. It's not like it's a doctor doing it. Damn it, he lives in a forest. Bacteria in your eye cavity. Just popping that bit out. Just straight. And then what if he makes a mistake? Oh, I gotta go back for more. And like, yeah, nah, bro. Nah, I'm cool. I felt nerves and veins tearing, the pulsating eyeball being wrenched from my skull. The warm streams of blood ran down my cheek, filling my nose and mouth. Oh my gosh. That's actually insane. Through the veil of pain, I heard some screams of creatures that brought me. Their gut-wrenching cries seeped in primal terror greasing the forest. One of them screamed that they were being torn apart from within. His voice broke into a rasp, replacing by a gurgling wet sound as though their lungs had been turned to a muddy hole. Yo. I can't even read this. I lay there listening to the leshy tear that, oh my gosh. At first I wanted to cover my ears, but then I couldn't. My lips stretched into a smile on their own and my chest felt empty and... Wow. 3 weeks later. Yo, what the heck? They're crazy. This is insane. Ministry of Internal Affairs. Oh, I went to jail. Wow. Huh. So I went to jail. I lost an eyeball and I went to jail. You completed the game. Wait, are there multiple endings? Last shred of courage and decided to act. Alright, opening this trap barehanded isn't going to work. Good thing I kept the knife with me after all. No cap. I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Don't. Speed click, dang it. Oh, I'm dead. The sweat-drenched hands barely had under the knife has slipped off the trap's mechanism. The wolf jerked his paw at his sharp teeth, and I recoiled, barely maintaining my balance. The wolf eyes looked at me with a mix of pain and human-like understanding, sending a chill down my spine. Bro, I'm trying to help you. I need to pull myself together and try again. Go, go, go. Get free, bro. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Kari, I thought it was cool. Kari, I thought it was cool. I thought we was good. Kari, I thought we were cool. Kari, I thought we was good, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Now I gotta decide on whether I eat the Oh bro. Do I just take a completely different path? Do I eat the psychedelic again? Or do I say no? If I say no, do I get eaten by the wolf? Does the wolf eat the guys? Pause? Oh jeez. I don't think I'm gonna eat it. I think I'll say no. Because if I say yes, he still takes my eye, doesn't he? I should have saved, so I could have came right back to this part. No. Yeah. That's dumb even for me. I don't want to experience the full spectrum of the forest hallucinations. For a moment, I imagined collapsing here among the trees only to be found by locals dead and foaming at the mouth. I grimaced and turned away. So now what? The forest stretched endlessly, a labyrinth of identical trunks. Okay. Steffi doing the race. In the game, I kind of am doing that. No cap. How you been, Zombie? How you been feeling, bro? Bun, how's your cheese stick, bro? Is it good? At some point, I decided to go back to where I had seen the mushroom, but I couldn't even find that spot. Oh no. What a mess. I muttered, leaning against a tree to catch my breath before moving on. Darkness faded, the shadows that terrified me disappeared one by one, taking the last echoes of fear with them. With every passing minute, the urge to get out of here grew as strong as my frustration with this failed and downright stupid plan. My legs carried me back to the village, even though every cell in my body screamed that nothing good awaited me there. The forest I thought would save me turned out to be as empty as my stupid plan. What did I expect, that the Leshy would step out from behind a bush, pat me on the shoulder and say, "Don't you worry, pal, I'll take care of your debts"? Funny, even if those tales had any truth, I clearly wasn't very dang. Great walk, I thought, mentally tallying up the mistakes that had led me here. My head buzzed and my thoughts darted around, offering no clear solution. They were probably already waiting for me in the village. Those guys didn't leave loose ends, and I looked like the loosest. Damn. I couldn't even hide properly. Now there's only one option. Go back and hope they at least listen to me before finishing me off. Really? That's our choice. After some time passing through the dense bushes, I emerged to a small clearing not that far from the village. Oh. Who would've? Dang. I smirked, eyeing the nasty faces that had apparently been waiting for me all night. A desperate urge to retreat back to the thicket flashed in my mind. Jesus, I can't speak. But it was too late. They spotted me. Fama lifted his head and stared straight at me. Oh, jeez, bro. Good morning. Good morning. Fama began with a nasty smirk. What could it manage to hide? The only thing I was more tired of than wandering the forest was making excuses to them. Didn't manage to. I replied indifferently. You stupid. Stefon raised his voice clearly enraged by my misplaced calmness. I mean, hey, bro, we trusted you and you screwed us over. Where's the stuff? I don't got it. What's good, rah? Boom. Stefon, seriously, listen, I don't have your drugs. You're pressuring the wrong guy. Instead of hassling me here, you should be looking for those bastards who stole your stuff from me. I remember what they look like. I remember their car. Maybe you should get to work. Ooh. Shut up, bitch. Roman didn't let me finish. You really think you can screw us over? Asking you one last time. Where the hell is my stuff? Yeah, I got nothing. Fuck you. GG. It's the wolf. It's Oh. Oh. They shot me and Kari? Bro, what? Bro, I need that suitcase right quick. I'm going to Baltimore at 5 a.m. It's 1:52 right now. Why are you still up? W trip to Baltimore. I got you. Get in the suitcase. Get in the car. Let's get the fuck out of here. So, bro shot Kari, then shot me, and then it's pulled off? Hey, Kari spun back from you. I lay in the dirt, feeling the ground beneath me grow colder. Beside me, the wolf's lifeless body lay still. The sky loomed gray like dirty glass, and all I could do was stare. As the pain began to fade, everything flashed before my eyes. Noisy days, random faces, big and stupid plans. It all seemed pathetic now. To trade a life for a couple of fuck-ups. Someone would probably find it funny. I'd laugh too if it weren't for the burning cold that had already reached my chest. Dang. My life was fading away, pooling with my blood on this cursed clearing. Darkness finally consumed me. The last thing left was the heavy silence of the forest reclaiming its place. Death and company, you died in the forest with the wolf. Wow. Looking to buy a house in your village. That's a lie. I'm thinking about buying a house in your village. Just looking around. I blurted it out somewhat hesitantly. Arnar a little. Okay. Joked immediately. Looks like he fell for it. I smirked and responded to his joke and continued the conversation. I've always been curious about how people live in places like this. Simply and kind of genuinely, I guess. I frowned as he remembered something unpleasant. Do you know anything about our village? Well, aside from the name. I thought for a few seconds, shrugged and replied, nah, really, the scenery here is beautiful. Youngsters as usual, not interested in anything. At least you could have read a line before deciding to buy a house here. I tensed up and raised an eyebrow, not hiding my surprise. Alright, don't get so tense, I was just kidding. You see, our village, it's not a simple place. The land has been through a lot. What do you mean? Oh, different story. Well, you know, is it the same story? Oh no, wait, I'm actually getting some background. Is this the village? Life here has always seemed good, fertile land, a nearby river, and a rich forest. People settled down here a long time ago. Okay, this is the village. Where's the river? They lived here without troubles, everything seemed fine, but over time they started noticing oddities. Excuse me, behind such tranquilities as ours, there's always some kind of eldritch force. Do you think so? I don't think so. People used to say the forest here is alive, guarding these lands. Supposedly anyone who comes here with ill intent doesn't live long. I never believed those tales. They're just village legends. But there's one incident I still remember. And then he tells me the story. Just a little brat back then, barely able to walk. It was near the end of the war. Oh, nope, I lied. He didn't tell me the story. Beasts of men started raiding the village, looting, kidnapping girls, burning houses. True savages, worse than the wolves. As if only Stalin were around to deal with these devils. My uncle was just a boy back then, only a little older than me. His name was Ivan. He saw these beasts burn down the neighbor's house and beat the owner to death with a club. Oh, damn. That same evening, my uncle told my mother, I'm heading into the woods, gotta do something about it. What he planned to do, he didn't say. All I remember is that the wolf howls around the village didn't stop all night. My uncle never came back, he vanished completely, and so did the bandits. Nobody ever saw them again. It was like the earth swallowed them whole. Naturally, people started whispering that my uncle did something in the woods, in the forest to them. But who really knows? Yeah, it's the same story that we heard at the beginning of the game. For a moment, I zoned out, processing Stefon's words. They reminded me of something familiar, sending a chill down my spine. Suddenly, I realized my grandmother told me the same story disguised as a spooky fairy tale. The hair on my neck stood up. Could it really be true? I mean, it was his uncle, bruh. So what do you think actually happened? Shrugged. Who the hell knows? Maybe it was wolves or maybe something unnatural. But a similar incident happened not too long ago. And then he tells me the story already. Skip. Okay. There are quieter places in our country. Yeah, no kidding. I remember thoughtfully, barely shaking my head. Interesting. Hey, W old man. Creepy. Very creepy, but yeah, whatever, buddy. So even if I go into the forest, I literally can't help the wolf. Right? Like, it's impossible to help the wolf. Sorry, buddy, I can't help you. If I don't take it, we're not taking it. Skip. Hey, dickhead. Oh, shiz. That's gonna shoot me. He didn't say, why the hell did you kill him? We told you we needed to scare him or squeeze some cash out of him. Now we got him from court. What the hell are we supposed to do with him now? Just forget it. We'll leave him here. Animals will finish the job. He brought it on himself, get in the car. Alright, cool. I mean, alright, so I just die without the wolf. So an ending is dying alone. There's an ending of dying with the wolf. Dude, give me that apple. Alright, I'm ready to click. Clicky minigame, bruh. Climb. Here we go. Come on. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Get it. Oh. Who the heck is that? Who the heck is that? Is that the old lady? I didn't mean to steal your apple, man. I was just hungry. Ooh. Oh, I'm cooked. She saved my life, though. First thing I felt upon regaining consciousness was the warm springs of an old couch digging into my spine. My head throbbed and my whole body ached, reminding me of the fall from that damned rotten fence. Where am I? The obvious question popped into my head. That's a good question. W apple though. I'm not rocking with the doll, I ain't gonna lie. Like, at all. Okay. Calendar with the icon. Old calendar with the icon on the wall, darkened by time, lovingly framed with fabric. The Virgin Mary gazes sternly like a godmother who's always known when you've done something wrong. Her gaze stirs unease in your soul as if you're already guilty of something, even though you've done nothing yet. An old wooden chair, just looking at it, I could already hear it creaking. It stands across from the bed as if someone had just been sitting there, leisurely sipping tea, watching me while I was unconscious. The room was shrouded in semi-darkness with a sharp, sour, lingering scent in the air. Oh, here comes the old lady whose apple I stole. The door on the right creaked open with a prolonged groan. Hey, hey, hey. I'd like to say I didn't mean to steal your apple, but kinda did. A short old woman, a proper granny type, sat down in the chair next to me. She stared directly at me, cautiously as if trying to peer into my soul. Hey, so you've woken up, you loafer. Okay, here we go. She muttered under her breath with a hint of satisfaction. I thought I'd have to call an ambulance from the city. Where'd you drop in from? Moscow. From the apple tree, I almost said aloud. Obviously, I can't stay silent since I've been trying to steal from her garden, and now I was sitting in her house. No cap. But telling her I was hiding from the criminals would be dumb. She might call the cops on me. I could just say I came to my grandmother's house, or lie and say I'm looking to buy a house here. That's an option. Came to my grandmother's house. Well, I choked, unable to finish even the first two words. Swallowing hard, I tried to continue. Well, I came to my grandmother's house. Margarita. Well, I'll be. I can't, bruh. She exclaimed, bouncing slightly in her chair. Oh, she knows me. Just the other day you were running around the village as a kid, and now look at you. You've grown as tall as a tree. Do you remember Granny and your... Oh, wait. Same lady? Yo, I silently nodded in response, trying to pass as one of the locals, forcing a smile to mask my growing tension. How did she even remember me? It's been so many years. She actually remembered Miss Fire, so what brought you into my garden? Hunger. Hunger me, man. Hunger. I wanted to make an excuse where I could think about was something about apples. I saw an apple, I thought I'd pluck it and eat it. I replied in a hoarse voice, still trying to pull myself together. Well, well. Sneaking around other people's gardens, huh? Type thing. Look at you all obsessed with apples. Rita would have given you a good scolding for that. Just last week, she promised to bake me some pies. She said she'd visit, but something must have come up. Ooh. She has pies. What pies? My grandmother passed away a long time ago. I swallowed hard, trying to convince myself the old lady was just confused. But she sounded so certain, as if there wasn't a shred of doubt in her words. To me, Rita was definitely alive. To her, Rita was definitely alive. Maybe it was just senility or something more serious. No, definitely something more serious, bro. She wanted to have tea with me, tell stories just like she always does. You know, I ran into her recently at the store with Rita. She was standing there waving at me, but I didn't go to her. She seemed odd, not like how she used to be a chill ran down my spine. The old woman looked at me as if she really seen my grandmother alive recently. At the store, I stammered, repeating her words with a sharp pang in my chest. Yes. Where else? What's happening? She confirmed with a nod, and then suddenly her eyes lit as if she'd remember something important. Whoa. Listen. I'm listening. Leaning towards me with a loud exclamation, making me flinch a step back. Not noticing the tension, she continued. I still have that book of hers. I kept meaning to return it, but never got around to it. Then just give it back, sweetheart, please. Give it to Rita for me. While I struggled to think of how to respond, she had already stood up and started rummaging through the old bookcase. I joined at 4444. Oh, bro, what's good, little Ned? How you feeling, my boy? How you been, my dog? Granny pulled out a small worn book. She walked over and handed it to me with her trembling, bony hands. Ned, are you going to DreamCon, bro? I think I already asked you, but I totally forgot if you are or not. Here, pass it on. What's the book say? Tales of Monsters. Okay, wait, this is new lore. I took the book in my hands and felt time stand still. I recognized it immediately. It was my grandmother's collection of fairy tales with the yellowed pages and a worn cover. Yeah, I got my hotel and stuff situated. I'm trying to see if I'm flying there or driving. Wait, that's fire, bruh. I can't wait to see you there, my boy. That's gonna be great. Grandma used to read it to me often when I was a child. The Crook Hag, a tale about a terrifying swamp hag who lured travelers into the rotting bog, disguising herself as a frail old woman with a gaunt face and dull, tearful eyes. She sat at the edge of the path, groaning, sighing, whimpering, in a raspy voice, "Help me, my dear boys, help me." In the moment some kind soul reached out to her, the old woman's visage crumbled before their eyes. Vestige. Dry skin crackled and peeled away in strips, revealing the face of a monster, a twisted grin, rotting teeth, and sharp beastie claws. Heck no, bro. You just reminded me I do need to look at this hotel. I'm low-key nervous. Did you not book it yet? We got one extra slot in our B&B. Just let me know. One extra slot. But we can technically add one more. It's max at 6. I remembered how Grandma told me the story in her deep, raspy voice as if Crook Hag herself was looking under her breath. There was also a story about a watch one, a freak with a single crimson eye in the middle of his forehead. Wait. Is that the guy I saw? Nah, I ain't booked the hotel yet. Well, let me know. Let me know. Grandma described how he would leap out of the forest. Leap out the forest. As twilight fell, the branches cracked and Liko came, its shadow packed. We currently got 5 in the hotel. It's me, Fizzy, Artistry, Sniper, and Eno. Those are the 5 that are currently right in there, bro. I'm trying to see if my cousin and brother-in-law are going. Well, let me know. Let me know. Because we already got our B&B booked, and all you would have to do is like send your cut to everybody if you wanted to hop in, add you to the group chat and shit. But you just let me know, my boy. If you need a spot, let me know. Bet I got you. Bet that. But other than that, how's everything been, bruh? I be catching your TikToks. You're one of the only people whose TikToks I actually see when I open the app. But you be posting all the time on there. I still remember I chuckled. There was something about how the watch tone attacked people. Flesh tore into shreds, blood spattered everywhere. You know, the usual gruesome stuff. That's how I ended up dying. Grandma knew how to captivate me with another creepy tale. Her favorite listener, ensuring I'd have psychological scars. Yeah, these stories were definitely her style. They didn't have much moral or deep meaning. They were just good old-fashioned creepypastas. The Banebush. A few more pages I froze. Banebush. This is my favorite story movie because of that childhood incident in the forest. It felt the scariest. Okay. I closed my eyes, completely consumed by the memory. Yeah, but that means that's not the Banebush that I saw. I saw the other one, the watch on. It was a very long time ago. So long neither you nor I was even a thought yet. Same, I be seeing your updates on Ramadan. Bro, yes. I've been only posting Ramadan clips for like this whole month. But yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know. The Ramadan TikToks are simple, but I think something is beautiful in simplicity. But anyways, that's a yap. That's a whole yap I could go down. But yeah, I've been posting nothing but like those TikToks. But I'm happy I've been doing that instead of clips because low-key, I like posting regular TikToks. It feels more engaging. Back then, as now, the forest surrounded the village on all sides. So dark and dense that the branches of its trees formed an impenetrable wall. Excuse me. Light barely penetrated the canopies, rose so high that sunlight couldn't filter through the leaves. This forest was no ordinary one. They said ancient powers lived there, feared and respected by both people and beast. Villagers ventured cautiously into the thicket for mushrooms, berries, or firewood, always returning before nightfall. This game looks dark. Yeah, it's a scary one, bro. It's pretty good, though. It's really, really, really good. I'm trying to get every ending. I already got 3. But this is a whole new one. Like, they're giving me something crazy. And children were warned not to wander into the forest alone and to run straight home if anything happened. At night, if you listen closely, you could hear rustles and faint whispers, as if the forest itself is warning those who ventured too close. And in the very heart of that forest lived the Leshy. Stories say that the master of our forest was always stern, strict, and powerful. He knew every path, every blade of grass, every creature hiding in the dense thicket. He watched over the entire forest through the eyes of birds. Oh, he did not tolerate uninvited guests, and those who dared disturb his peace rarely returned. But the Leshy had someone dear to him. Oh, yes, he wasn't always alone. Oh, I'm getting information. The wolf. He had a granddaughter, Vixie. Oh, what a sly, swift little fox she was. I know how to win. I know how to live. People said the little one melted the Leshy's heart, and from then on, the forest became brighter and friendlier under her care. In the form of a fox, oh, maybe I'm lying, she could run through the forest, but then she wished she turned into a little girl shedding her fox gaze. Okay? She grew up under the Leshy's wing, cheerfully and lively. She loved the forest, knew all of its secret paths like her grandfather, could talk to birds and play with horses. Hello, my glorious king. Wolf hybrid girl. No, emo wolf hybrid is crazy. It's a fox, bruh. This is new lore, I didn't know this. But you know, dear, Vixie was always drawn to the village. Even though she grew up in the forest, from infancy her origins were, no matter how you look at it, human. So she came to live in the village. As soon as she grew a little older, she started begging the Leshy to let her go play with the village children. The Leshy, though strict, gave in eventually. How could he resist his beloved granddaughter? He was reluctant for a long time, but he loved her so much that he eventually agreed, only sternly commanded, be back before sunset. You see, Vixie, though turned into a girl, would become a fox again as soon as the sun set. Oh no. So she would run to the village from the forest, introducing herself as a neighbor from another settlement. The boys and girls welcomed her joyfully. She ran around, played with them, and brought mushrooms and berries from the forest to share with everyone. Vixie charmed everyone with how lively and cheerful she always was. The boys completely lost their heads. They fell in love with her. Okay? They even gave her a polka dot scarf. No gift was more precious to her. She treasured it, kept it as if it was her most valuable possession. Back shots. Okay, here we go, bro. What's good, walk? But one day after an especially joyful day, Vixie was heading home when suddenly, like a blow to the head, she lost her scarf. Stopped at the edge of the forest, wanted to adjust her scarf, but it was gone. Her hands trembling, she searched herself, but she couldn't find it. The girl panicked, tears streaming down her face. What a disaster. You just go back tomorrow. Without thinking, she ran back to the village, but the sun was already sinking, about to disappear below the horizon. The boys helped her look for the scarf, but it was too late. They found it, but the sun had almost set. Long shadows stretched their claws to the ground, heralding trouble. Oh no. Vixie darted towards the forest, back towards Leshy Homes, but the boys grabbed her hand. Don't go, Vixie. At night, evil spirits roam the forest. They'll drag you away. You'll be lost. She didn't make it back to the forest before sunset. Oh no. Oh no. Right before the children's eyes, she turned into a fox. Vixie tried to explain herself, but the people didn't understand the language of foxes. The children were terrified, thinking some forest spirit was tricking them, and fear makes the imagination run wild. And they killed her. One of them picked up a stone first, and then the others followed. They struck her, not realizing what they were doing, their eyes wide like frightened rabbits. No. No. The Leshy stood at the edge of the forest as usual, listening to the whispers of the night, when suddenly everything fell silent and nature itself held its breath. He immediately knew something was wrong. His granddaughter had never been gone this long. Worry slithered into his heart like a snake squeezing... Oh, bruh. Squeezing it with cold coils. He searched for a long time, inspecting every bush path, his heart aching more each moment. A foreboding. Dude. So he was getting cooked. Well, sorry. And then what saw at the edge of the forest beneath a tree lay Vixie in her fox form, beaten to death. Beside her lay a bloody-stained scarf, the very one the boys had given her. The Leshy slowly knelt, looking at her, a fire of rage ignited from his chest. Oh, damn, bro. Oh, okay. Let me sit back up. His heart hardened in an instant, and his body sprouted red branches and roots. In his rage and grief, Leshy killed everyone who crossed his path. The earth throughout the region was soaked with blood that day, and he retreated to the heart of the forest among the trees. Oh my gosh. After that night, the villagers began calling Leshy Banebush, because no creature more terrifying could be found. Okay. Brushing away the haze of memories, I snapped the book shut. What's good, Tyler? Welcome back, bruh. How we feeling, birdie? Oh, I didn't mean to click that. The story, though my favorite, always left a heavy feeling. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, Granny, I'll make sure to pass it on. Oh, let me pack some apples for you to take with you, she muttered in a creaky voice. Well, here you go. Send my regards to Rita, tell her to visit more often. But first, dear, show me where our... Huh? Show you where what? Paused, as if she'd forgotten the right words. Point to the sky. I immediately realized what she wanted to hear. The Big Dipper is over there. Oh. Handed me a bag of apples. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, thank you. I awkwardly thanked her for the treat and quickly left her out. Wait, this was actually so cute, bruh. This is actually so cute. What was that all about? Granny is clearly memory issues. It's amazing that she recognized me despite all that. No cap. No cap. I remembered falling off the rotten fence. A question suddenly arose. How did the old lady even drag me to the bed? Alright, and now we know what happens here. We stay silent, right? We don't fight back. And then we skip into the forest, bro. Now, chapter 3 might low-key go differently this time. Wait, a maniac who is hidden in these local woods. What if the tales about Vixie were true, and the Banebush remembering her helped the innocent? Like that boy who went to the forest to save the village. If that's the case, I'm screwed, I chuckled. Oh, it just gave me the same thing. Thoughts about Banebush and its possible protection of... Oh, yeah, I'm gonna skip. Now, I'm gonna save the wolf. I'm gonna save the wolf, okay? Because I know I can. I got it within me. Here we go. First try. Click. Faster. Faster. Did I get it? Oh, I missed. First, bro. Are you not able to get it first try, or am I just an idiot? Go. Got it, right? Yep. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. I had to save the world. I'm getting a different ending this time. And then I'm eating this. We getting high. See, this isn't the Banebush though. Refuse. Don't come closer. Ooh. Cowardly rabbit. Oh, that was the Banebush. Why didn't it look like the Banebush then? Why do you look different? Am I tripped out? The end. So I got a bad ending. There's gotta be a good ending, Chet. Look at a buy a house in your village. Okay, I get different dialogue. Let's see. Just looking around, I spotted the first story that came to mind. So you want to buy a house, huh? The woman slapped her knee, visibly tense. She squinted her eyes glinting with suspicion. You're a swindler, aren't you? We know your kind. Oh, they talk about you on all the channels, how you cheat old folks. Oh, she shouted hoarsely, spitting as she spoke. No, I'm not. I tried to explain, but the words caught in my throat. Her gaze grew sharper. Get out of here, I'll call the police right now. The old woman wagged her finger. No need for the police. Oh, it's very necessary. Look at what you've come up with. And I've heard someone sneaking around at night too. Her gaze suddenly distant, she fell silent, staring into the void. Or was it me sneaking around? I was ready to turn around and leave. She focused on me again. Said, get out, I'll call the police. Got it, I still can. Type thing? She broke off, her nervous muttering and froze, staring into the void, and I realized it was time to leave. Okay, so that wasn't the right pay. Oh, this is completely different. I should probably save. That way I can come back to this if I need to. Alright, let's approach it, bro. Closed. Dang. It's already nighttime though. And they're still here? That's crazy. Oh damn. My anger convinced into one moment the knife ends up in my hand on its own. Oh! House in your village. Skip. Boom. Get your endings, dude, bro. No cap. It's just one, for real. Like, it's crazy. W game, though. Anyways, I'm off to school, bro. Have a good day, my boy, bro. Have fun in school, dog. Make sure you learn lots, man. Es importante. have fun finishing this game and do whatever else you gotta do. Appreciate you, my boy. Good luck. Appreciate you, guys. Yeah, skip it. And then I do eat it. I'm still gonna end up going to jail though, no? Hey. Desire to live tore me apart. It seemed like a wounded animal, drowning out even the terror of what was about to happen. I could already feel his sharp, thorny fingers being in my socket. I wanted to scream. I prayed to God I had never believed him, but the words, okay? I can't skip this right now. I already made my choice. I couldn't even make a sound about... I couldn't even make a sound. It was about to nod in agreement, but suddenly, the oppressive silence was pierced by a wolf howl. The leshy turned sharply toward it. The wolf, the huge black beast I had freed from the trap, emerged from the thicket. His eyes gleamed in the dim light. He slowly approached and stood between me and the leshy. The moment stretched on like an eternity. I watched as the two conducted their silent dialogue. Without words or unnecessary movement, it was as if they were reading each other's thoughts. The leshy turned away from the wolf and stared at me. His gaze was so heavy I felt as if it was nailed to the ground. Oh gee. Alright, different ending. The last ending. You've helped the forest. Consider that the forest has accepted you. Now serve it. The leshy's words sounded like a command. It felt as though the entire forest had heard him. You will become a raven carrying my will. What? Wait, what? Nigga, I just get turned into a bird? Yo, what? For real? Oh my gosh. The pain was unbearable. The bones of my skull crunched, stretching my face, my jaw screamed, turning into a hard beak. My skin split apart, the large patches of feathers emerged. My arms breaking from within, stretched into wings, heavy and wet with clotted blood. My legs cracked as they twisted to turn into thin bird claws, which immediately dug into the ground with their talons. My body became light, but it didn't feel alien to me. The world had changed. I became something else, broken and reborn. All the sounds around me faded, leaving only a commanding voice in my head, the voice of my master. Let your flight be filled with fury. Let your cries echo over my forest. Let them reach the ears of those who doomed you to this. Let their blood merge with the earth. Whoa. The night was dark and ominously quiet. My wings glistened in the moonlight as I circled above Foeman's gang and trenched near the village. Below, in the shadows of the trees, the wolf crept toward them, still limping from the trap. Tonight, every creature will pay for their sins. The wolf struck first swiftly, mercilessly. His fangs sank into one's throat, blood spread. Oh my gosh. Terror seized the others before they realized their comrade was already dead. Relishing their screams, I dove down. My talons found a mark sinking into a bug's face. Its piercing scream filled with a silent bro. But I was faster, more agile. My beak gushed out his eye. Yo, that is crazy. Bodies fell to the ground, generously feeding it with blood. Panting heavily, I perched on one of the branches of an old oak. The wolf silently approached me. These creatures are dead, their sins will rest with them. Let the forest remember this night, let the darkness remember that I will always be here. Let anyone who dares disturb this place know that it is ruled by Banebush and his loyal servants. I guess? Banebush, bro. Pretty good game.